What up, cucks? It's your boy the Hater up in this piece, and it's time for another episode of Hater Outdoors, motherfuckers. Hater Outdoors coming at ya. Today's video is a controversial one for myself personally, because the video is 25 reasons why Judgment Day sucks. And it was difficult making this list because I had to reconcile the fact that I really like Dominic Mysterio, but he is in a shit faction. So I have made sure to give reasons that are both about the group and about the individual members so that I can point out why Dominic, in my personal opinion, is better than this group of jobbers. So let's get to it. Reason number one, and by far the most important reason on this list, they have lost their identity. Ironically, this happened when Dominic joined, right? Because he didn't really fit in and he had to change the identity of the group. The group, when it was started by Edge, was like this occult, dark group, right? And the wrestlers that joined were kind of like darker wrestlers, like Damian Priest. I mean, his name is Damian Priest. When I heard that they got him, when they signed him as Punishment Martinez, I was like, oh, this guy's going to get like an occult gimmick. That's going to be cool. Rhea Ripley was getting darker and darker, you know? So that made sense. Finn Balor, all right, you can turn him into like the demon, and that can fit as well, right? But then Dominic, like, why is he a dark character all of a sudden? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. So they lost their identity, and in my opinion, now they don't have one. So that sucks. Reason number two, JD McDonough. That's a reason by itself, just JD McDonough. The fact that he's in this group makes this group feel low rent. It's the same thing as having Joe Gacy in the Wyatt Six. The group just feels low level. You know what I mean? Or Nikki Cross. She's arguably one of the worst women's wrestlers of all time. Like, in the ring, she's okay, but in the booking, she's just booked as a complete goof and a loser. So why do I care about her now? I don't. Same thing here with JD McDonough. Reason number three, Carlito has no business being there. This is even weirder. You know, like, now the group is slowly shifting from this dark occult group to a group of Hispanic wrestlers that randomly speak in Spanish with each other, and they got two Irish guys hanging out there as well. It's kind of weird because all of a sudden a lot of this is like detracting from their gimmick. Carlito, even when he was a heel, he was like a comedic heel. You know what I mean? He was never this like ruthless type of guy, you know? He would be all about the disrespect, not about breaking your head, you know what I mean? Which is what Judgment Day was when Finn Balor put Edge in like the Glasgow smile, where they put the leg of the chair between the mouth, you know? That was brutal. That was awesome, right? But there's none of that anymore. Reason number four, Rhea is gone and she is the heart of the group. Now, I will admit, the group has done well without her in the sense that they haven't completely fallen apart. And, you know, Damian Priest is the champion, so they're having some success. But the group just doesn't feel as good, right? The family doesn't feel as interesting. Reason number five, the clubhouse, motherfucks. They have a clubhouse for no reason. You know, when Aces and Eights did this in TNA back in the day, they had a clubhouse because biker gangs have clubhouses. Random weird kids don't have a clubhouse. They're not a club. Why are they a club? They're Judgment Day. Why aren't they called the Judgment Day Club then? Why do they have a clubhouse? They're not a club, cucks. And it's stupid. Reason number six, Damian's title run sucks. So that right there is a pretty good reason if you ask your boy. Reason number seven, it feels like a faction with people that don't fit together, right? They don't fit together at all. Like, imagine this. If you took away Finn Balor and JD McDonough and Rhea Ripley, who's not even there anymore, this faction would automatically just be a Latino faction, right? That would be like the hook of the faction. But you put two Irish guys in there and all of a sudden it becomes normal for them to just be like all friends for no reason, right? Even though they clearly are friends for these socio-demographic reasons. Like the fact that JD McDonough and Finn Balor are friends is because they're both from Ireland, right? Like, we all know that. They're from like the same town. So there you have it, you know what I mean? But I shouldn't complain about that because, you know, obviously just like in real life, people aren't friends only with their own racial groups. That's not really a problem, but it's the fit that bothers me. It's the fit, because on one hand, you have a guy who dresses up as a demon, and then on the other hand, you have a guy who spits an apple at your face. It doesn't fit, motherfucks. Carlito especially doesn't fit there. Neither does JD. Anyways, it is what it is. Reason number 8, they have no double team moves. You know, recently someone said that the Awesome Truth is not a real tag team, and I'm like, they have a tag team name, they have a tag team entrance, They've been a tag team for a long time, on and off, of course, but they've been a tag team since back in the day. They have a tag team finisher. Like, what more do you want? You know, what makes them not a tag team? They're much more of a tag team than fucking Finn Balor and Damian Priest or Finn Balor and JD McDonough. They don't even have a tag team move. You know what I mean? Whatever. Reason number 9. Damian Priest's gimmick at this point is just that he speaks Spanish. This guy's title run can be pretty much encapsulated by the following. Before he became champion, he was Señor Money in the Bank, which is about as cringe as it gets. And now he's El Campeón, which is just stupid. Just say it in English, motherfuckers. Say it in English. The fact that Damian Priest speaks Spanish hasn't been relevant ever in his character, and all of a sudden it is. It's kind of weird, but whatever. Damian Priest does have some good qualities, so I do hope he comes out on top of this, but I just don't think he will. Reason number 10. They went from edgy, violent people to dorks, all right? Reason number 11, which supports reason number 10, they play video games. Now, I know what all of you are thinking. Hater, I play video games. Well, the hater does too, don't get me wrong, right? But it's like Undertaker said. He's like, nowadays, people are out there playing PlayStation, and back in the day, we had dudes, like bad dudes who would carry knives and guns. What Undertaker was saying there, and people got butthurt, he wasn't saying that it's better to carry guns and knives than it is to play video games. That's silly, right? He's not saying that at all. He's saying that if you are someone that's playing the character of The Undertaker, you shouldn't be playing video games. It's really that simple. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, do you think that Stone Cold played video games? Right? As a matter of fact, there's a famous promo by The Rock where he imitates like 5 wrestlers, right? And then he imitates Stone Cold and he says, I'm going to go listen to some Backstreet Boys, right? That was the put down. The put down was that Stone Cold obviously doesn't listen to Backstreet Boys, but he's basically saying you're a sissy, right? Now, back then nobody said, well, I listen to Backstreet Boys. Yeah, you're not Stone Cold. You're a regular Joe. So there you have it, cucks. Reason number 12. All the wrestlers individually are lame except for Dominic Mysterio. Reason number 13. Carlito's new theme is one of the worst themes I've ever heard in my life, especially when compared to his old theme. Reason number 14. They have no stated purpose, right? When Edge was the founder and leader of this group, they had a stated purpose. The stated purpose was Edge wants to be on top. The group exists to put Edge on top because Edge all along was an evil motherfucker. This is actually one of the great gimmick shifts of all time because Edge tapped into like the brood Edge and basically he was saying that wasn't just a phase. This is called, I don't want to say long-term storytelling because it's not like anyone planned it. But the idea is Edge basically said like, yo, I was dark for a few years in the 90s, but don't think that like all that went away because I became normal guy. I'm still that dude. I'm still a fucking demon basically, right? In my opinion, if Edge wanted to, he could have like written that out, and if they let him do it, I guess, right? He could have been the next Undertaker. Like, no joke. That's how awesome that was, because all of a sudden, it's like Edge, who's been one way the whole time, is now a different character altogether. He's had the same theme song for like, since 2003 or whatever, and all of a sudden now he's got a new theme song. That's fucking awesome. But now they're just a bunch of dorks that play video games. I mean, I think that right there encapsulates the whole video, right? You had people that were like an occult group, and now they play video games. Wow. Imagine if like, it's kind of like the APA, when the APA stopped being the Acolytes, right? Except instead of doing cool shit like protecting people and playing cards and, you know, drinking and things like that, right? Things that were cool back in the day, they played video games instead. They played 2K. Fuck out of here. Reason number 15. There we go. They would all be better off breaking up. Now, when I say breaking up, I'm not saying they all go their separate ways. But for example, Damian Priest should be his own man. Dominic and Rhea Ripley should go off together until Dominic like cheats on her, which is gonna mirror the whole Eddie Guerrero China situation. And obviously, like I said in many videos, and like it's coming true, Finn Balor and JD McDonough can go be like the Irish Airborne. I have a feeling that's gonna be their name. They can go be the Irish Airborne and like get their asses beat and eventually get fired. That's what's gonna happen anyway, so I think that's more compelling than what I'm seeing here. Reason number 16. They ruined the tag team belts and they're doing it again, right? Not only did they ruin the tag team belts by having a boring ass title run with Finn and Damian, but now Finn and JD are the new tag team champions. And instead of beating A-Town Down, which is a jobber tag team, They beat like one of the only over acts in WWE, the Awesome Truth. So there you have it. Reason number 17, they are presently ruining the World Heavyweight title. I don't think anyone can dispute this. It is just what it is. And the reason for that is reason 18. Damian Priest just is not a main eventer. It's as simple as that. This guy doesn't have it. I hate saying he doesn't have it, but he doesn't have it. He's boring, okay? I like him. He can do some things as a monster heel maybe, but it's too late because now he's been in a video game gimmick. But he just doesn't have the personality to carry through his appearance, right? Because he's a good-looking guy. He's tall. He's built, you know, and he doesn't have the personality that normally comes with being attractive and sizable. You know what I mean? He just doesn't have it. Maybe he's a late bloomer. I don't know what to tell you. Reason number 19. Nobody in this group can cut a promo except for, of course, Dominic. And now we get to the Dominic reasons portion of this video, cucks. Reason number 20. There is not enough Dominic because people like Carlito and JD McDonough need to get TV time. Reason number 21. They are holding Dominic and Rhea Ripley back from doing the natural gimmick of Rhea Ripley and Dominic, basically Eddie Guerrero and Mamacita version dos, motherfucks. Obviously, the logical conclusion to this feud is not for the women's title. It's a Dominic on a pole match or a Dominic ladder match. Hell, you could even do the second coming, the ladder match for custody of Dominic. Rhea Ripley versus Liv. And the match obviously is going to end with Dominic coming in there and preventing, what's her face? Liv from winning and finally joining up with Mommy again, right? And then they can just really switch off to an Eddie Guerrero China gimmick. Everyone would love it. It would get massively over. And then that can be a catapult to launch Dominic, you know? But are they going to do this? Hopefully, but who knows? Reason number 22. They act like children. This is my personal favorite reason. They act like children. There was a part where they're all like talking about how Liv Morgan gave Dominic her hotel ID. These are grown men. Some of them are in their 40s. Like Carlito and Damian Priest and Finn Balor are in their 40s. They're not even in their 30s. They're in their 40s, dogs. So, and they're like, oh, dude. And then like Damian Priest comes out. He's like the only adult. And Finn Balor's making like hacky jokes like a child. You know, it's like they've regressed, right? It doesn't make any sense for someone who puts paint on himself, calls himself a demon, to be this goofy on the other hand. I mean, or maybe it makes perfect sense. I don't know. Reason number 23. JD and Finn have very large heads. Reason number 24. Rhea Ripley has a haircut like Pidgeotto from Pokemon. And I don't like the Pidgeotto haircut. Reason number 25. And the final reason, Damian Priest wears eyeshadow. That's right. I'm never letting this one go. You have a world champion who wears eyeshadow and is not named The Undertaker, player. If The Undertaker wants to do it, that's tolerable because The Undertaker needs to accentuate the darkness. Damian Priest does it as a fashion statement. Like if The Undertaker did that when he was the American Badass, that would be inexcusable. That's why he didn't do it, cucks. That being said, this has been the video. Take care of yourselves, cuckolds.